Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the AwakenPod. Welcome to the AwakenPod. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about where we are right now, humans, the experiential plane of existence that we are on right now. Where are we in this journey of the ever-expanding eternal soul? Where are we right now? So where are we right now? I would love to start off with an excerpt from my book. This is the AQE Foundation's book. This is Remember Who You Are. We've talked and shared spaces of this book in other podcasts and video content as well. But I'd love to read to you from the book today. I'll be reading from page 73 in the book. And just a couple pages. It goes well with what we're going to talk about here today, so I'd love to share it with you. So starting on page 73, light beings show up in big ways. Light beings show up in big ways. Who we are right now as humans is changing. Yes. These changes have been unfolding for quite some time. The way in which we understand ourselves, what we know ourselves to be, is expanding. Healing spaces of our fears assist this expansion. As we hold more love in our beings, we heal our fears and we shift our understanding and perceptions. As we shift our perceptions, we begin experiencing new states of being. Our higher consciousness aligns us with higher dimensional beings of light. We work, play, and interact with those in the energetic alignment that we are vibrating in. I'm not reading from the book right now. I'm going to come over here and talk to you for just a minute. That's an important sentence. It may be the most important sentence I read today for you here. Let's look at it one more time, okay? We work, play, and interact with those in the energetic alignment that we are vibrating in. So if you do not like who you're working with, if you do not like who you're playing with, who you're interacting with, you have the opportunity to change your vibration. Your belief structure assigns the experiential field. Your belief structure, my belief structure, assigns us the experiential field we get, the reflection we have, the life we live, in resonance with that belief we're holding. It's a match. That's how we have the experiential plane of existence we're in. So if we don't like it, we can change it. And I changed mine. I used to experience very, very dense energies, dark energies. I would have described them at that point as demonic attacks, paranormal, supernatural, evil. And I don't live there anymore. It's not my experiential plane of existence anymore. Is it still an experiential plane of existence that other people may be living in? Yes. But my resonance no longer aligns that field or space of the field. There are innumerable field points, fields themselves, experiential planes of existence within the limitless field itself. Okay? Back to the book. I began an awareness of higher dimensional beings at a very young age. I would sense and feel what I called angels outside my bedroom window. I had nightmares for the majority of my life, and in each space of terror, I was offering myself the opportunity to choose love and heal my fear. Once I began doing so, choosing love over fear, my fears began to heal. As my fears healed, my world changed. Light beings began showing up more and more. Even as I was still searching for my own personal healing from anxiety, I experienced many interactions with supernatural beings of light. We are never alone. Even when we're holding a fear-based mindset still, a separated out self, that's how I was experiencing those dark and dense and difficult spaces, those fearful spaces. I had myself separated out. And even in that alignment of me, I was still surrounded by love. I was still surrounded by light. I just wasn't focusing on it. I was focusing everything in me on the densities, on the scary spaces, on the terror, on the fear. So that's what I was seeing. But we're always surrounded by light. We're always surrounded by love. Directly after my father died, when I was 23 years old, I fell down a flight of stairs. And when I fell, I damaged my left arm, my neck, my back. The doctors diagnosed me with severe nerve damage, and the pain was intense and intermittent. I was unable to lift my left arm past a certain point. After seeing doctor upon doctor for many years, seeking help to alleviate the pain, I realized no one was going to help me. At first, I felt sad and afraid to think that I would have to live this way. And after processing these feelings as valid, I was able to allow love and lean in with trust in a healing of a higher kind. Years had passed since my fall, and one afternoon I was laying in my bed as my arm and neck were hurting pretty badly. And as I laid there, I felt the energy in my room change. I felt a peace set in, and even the sound seemed to become different. I felt a presence in the corner of my room. I laid there and looked toward the presence, and I felt it was Yeshua. Yes. A huge sphere of light appeared to my physical eyes. The sphere of light was large, probably at least 3 to 4 feet in diameter. The sphere materialized and floated about 5 feet above the floor. The sphere got brighter and brighter, and as it was doing so, it was amping up. I felt an immense amount of love as I witnessed this incredible experience. The sphere of light began moving toward me, and as it did so, it began moving faster and faster. With a quick jolt, it moved directly into me and through me. Both of my arms abruptly lifted upwards and vibrated intensely. I was laying flat on my back, and my hands were up, facing the ceiling, as my arms remained completely extended and shaking. It was all very, very fast. My arms dropped back down as quickly as they had rose. I was not moving them. A vibration of energy moved through me, and then within a flash, there was an actual flash. The sphere was gone. I laid there trying to figure out what had just happened. I slowly lifted my arms, and I realized I no longer had any pain. My nerve damage had finally been healed, and I was free. Connecting with higher dimensional beings of light each day became something I began to see as normal. My experiences from childhood had been a foundation for me to connect with, and This had assisted me greatly in preparing for the life I would be leading in the years to come, bringing Acasma to humanity. In 2017, my dream space changed, and out-of-body experiences became nightly routines. Flying through the quantum field and soaring free throughout the cosmos was incredibly beautiful. Learning to actually control going out of body was a big space. Even bigger was the space of learning that the vibrational space I was traveling through would change as I changed. Meaning, the more fear I healed, the less dense beings and dark spaces I experienced. The more love I had anchored in my being, the more beauty and bliss I experienced. Over time, I understood we energetically create the alignments of spaces and the beings we connect with in our, quote, quantum spaces and in our physical world, even though it's all the same. Sleep paralysis had been common my entire life, and now this space was changing and dissolving within the new level of love I was being. A desire to heal my fears was rising. My understanding of all these spaces of me was changing and shifting, and more love was anchoring in. To awaken and ascend, fear must be healed. I had embraced meditation and began using it to create my reality. I was shifting and expanding quickly, and everything in my outer world was doing so as well. It truly is all connected. The outer is a reflection of the inner. So a small share from the book, AQE Foundations, Remember Who You Are. This is a fantastic book. It is written to go with the course. I'm teaching the course right now. I only teach it once a year live like this, but it is recorded on video, and many students come in at different intervals through the year and allow the video connection as well. But that excerpt is from this book, AQE Foundations. AQE stands for Acasma Quantum Energy. AQE, Acasma Quantum Energy, is here specifically in this now for humanity to assist what I'm speaking of. It is assisting ascension. It is assisting the human in reconnecting with this space of itself that it already is, and that this journey, this lifetime, this soul's experiential space is the exploration of that remembrance. Yes. It's the exploration of that remembrance. It's the activation of the strengthening of that remembrance at a new level. That's what we're doing. And who we are right now as humans is changing. We're aligning, activating, and connecting in with new fields or new spaces within the field. And our everyday life, our reflective connection points, experiences, relationships, it's changing. Because we've changed. You and I, all human beings, are the creators of the reflection they are experiencing. There's absolutely 100% across the board, there is a collective alignment. Absolutely. There's a collective alignment. The whole entirety of the species, the consciousness of all humans is connected through the unified field of consciousness. And it's connected beyond to the human as well, to all consciousness. But we're going to be a little more specific here for purposes of clarity. So you have this collective alignment of consciousness with all other human beings. You don't have to think exactly like they think or believe exactly like they believe in order to be connected with them. The connection is innate. It is who we are as consciousness itself. It's not something we sign on for to like make happen. It already is happening. We're just remembering it's happening. We're learning what it means, and we're navigating those understandings. So the collective alignment of us is unfolding, and it's shifting and changing and expanding as the individual points are changing. That is how the whole changes. So as you and I have our moment of recall, remembrance, reconnection, and we lean in and we listen with our hearts and we begin to trust ourselves at new levels, remembering these spaces of our divine flow and our sacred essence. That divine flow and that sacred essence is given then the opportunity to expand within our now. And as we do that, we change. Whether it's incremental or whether it's monumental, we change. And as we individually change, our individual experiential reflection changes. We will still have the collective experiential connection point as well, but we have a focus point or a filtration point in which it is the individualized reference point of view that is directing the experience from that specific point of itself. So understanding that gives us the opportunity to be available to our new field. What does being available to the new field of you look like? Well, that's totally up to you. It can be filled with more fear, or it can be filled with more love. And you know, I mentioned earlier, the majority of my life, I've, since day one, as well as I can recall, very early on in my youth, I knew Jesus. I knew angels. And I knew demons. And I lived and experienced a life that matched those belief structures. There was nothing beyond those belief structures at that point of me. And my reflection was solid within the alignment of and connection with those teachings, those understandings, those points of view, those beliefs. And as I got older, not until I was basically in my 40s, I stretched beyond what I had known. I stretched beyond what I had been told. I stretched beyond what I had believed. And I decided to make sure, that was my way of looking at it, you should have yours. I decided to make sure that what I believed in was my choice and not something that was just told to me to do, passed on through my family line or culture or whatever, but that it was what I really still and always would believe. And so I began looking at all the different aspects of my beliefs, and I looked at Yeshua. I looked at the angels, I looked at the demons, I looked at heaven, I looked at hell, I looked at the teachings, and I knew them inside and out. I taught them many years to many people. And as I looked at them, and I was listening with my heart, and not my head only, but my heart as well, I could feel, and I could hear, and I could receive the messages of the divine. I could hear the Holy Spirit at a new level, and I could feel Source, God, Infinite One, the divine presence of all creation. And that message I was picking up on was asking me to allow myself to step beyond the fear, step past the judgment, and open up my viewpoint and allow myself the opportunity to understand myself at a new level. And I began learning very quickly, very deeply. I began learning about consciousness, energy, the human body, past lives, quantum healing, God frequency. And I began allowing myself to really imagine, ponder, consider, think about all of these things in connection with the belief structures I already had. Here's a really fun thought, okay? Maybe fun's not the word you'd use, but that's what works for me. You don't have to throw out or deconstruct your belief structures. You can allow the expansion of what you believe. You can allow yourself to maintain your beliefs, but open them up. Allow them room to be beyond what you have maybe deemed them to be. Why is this important to bring in here? It's an incremental process journey, and everything is energy. Every thought you hold is energy. Your belief structures are energy. And when you change one belief, you change your energy. You change two, you change your energy twice as much. You change big time, you maybe drop an entire space of yourself and reset yourself to an entirely new belief structure and alignment. And, that's 10 times a change in energy. So allowing yourself to maintain your belief structure and be available to tweak it, stretch it, open it, edit it, adjust it. It's a very beautiful way to engage you without feeling like you have to completely get rid of who you've been your whole life. You have the opportunity to just allow the who you've been to look around and breathe into the space you are. And listen with your heart. You will talk to yourself. The divine will speak. And you will hear. And you will see, and you will feel, and you will remember at the increment that is best for you. And your world will reflect back to you whatever increment you engaged. As you engage these increments of you, which means begin to live in that new belief, as that new belief, begin to drop and release older spaces, denser spaces, beliefs, thought processes that hold alignments to spaces of you no longer are. It doesn't mean the whole thing has to go out the window. It can, but it doesn't have to. And the increment at which you choose to move is what is most optimal for you. Let that be a mindset and a belief structure we all allow. That however we're moving, large increments or small, they work. They work masterfully for our greatest good. They are our optimal flow. Yes. So allowing that is a huge assistance on your part to your journey. Don't judge the way you're doing it. Don't get in your way about it's not fast enough, or I keep falling back into this old way of thinking. Just reset yourself. Just reset yourself and keep moving forward. You're already where you need to be. Could you hold that with me now? Could you speak that and feel into that phrase? I'm already where I need to be. Pause, stop, breathe, feel. I'm already where I need to be. And somebody right now is hearing that and they're saying, yeah, but I don't like this part of my life, or I don't like that part of my life. So there's no way that I'm where I need to be right now. Well, then you will always be in an alignment in which it's never good enough. But giving yourself room, yes, grace, yes, mercy, compassion, nurture, love, kindness means allowing yourself the opportunity to hold the connection, hold the belief structure. I'm already where I need to be. Why not? By saying I'm already where I need to be, you drop any wall that's keeping you from being where you need to be. Because you're claiming you're where you need to be, you get to be there. And you say, oh yeah, but I'm lying then. Because I'm negating this space of my life that's so broken and so messed up and so ugly. And if I do not speak the truth about that space, then I'm just lying to myself. It's not lying, it's directing your energy. It's becoming a master of your flow. If spaces of life don't line up with where you want them to be right now, and you keep talking about the way in which they're misaligned and what's wrong with them, that wrong gets fed that energy, and that wrong amplifies, gets bigger, expands, and becomes more in your face because you keep staring at it. We're not negating how we feel. We're not ignoring how we feel, but we're sure not going to go amplifying it. We're not going to give it more power. We're going to remind how we feel who's doing the feeling. We're going to remind the space of experience we're having who's creating it. It's not creating us. It's not telling us and dictating to us who we get to be. We get to redirect if this is not the alignment. Own your power. Own your power. Humans are living in new experiential planes of existence. This is happening across the board. You can get on the train and be part of the process that's unfolding with understanding, awareness, availability, or you can continue to engage the old field as it's all there is. And it's not wrong, and it's not bad, and it can serve its purpose in your life, but you have options. You have options. And if you're listening to me, you know you have options. If you're listening to me, you're living awakened. And you're one of the ones who is looking around and going, I am in a new experiential plane of existence. Yes. I am in a new experiential plane of existence. And what is on this new field? What is in this new alignment? New beings. They were always here, but your focus wasn't. They were always here, but my focus wasn't. And now that my focus is here, and I've trained myself to be able to reset my focus, redirect my energetic flow, this is where I live. As I live awakened. So when you go out of body and you experience something that you call scary, dark, dense, evil, whatever, It's an experiential plane of existence that you're tapping into because of some fear, some belief structure you hold that resonates with that you're experiencing. And so when you're in the space and you're having the moment, in my humble opinion, one of the most beneficial things to do is, if you're able to hold awareness that it's happening, make note of. I trained myself to do this. I trained myself to lucid sleep, lucid dream, lucid out-of-body experiential travel, lucid energy space facilitation and receivership. I'm present. Is it always 100% across the board perfect? No. But I, majority of the time, can direct my flow in any state of being I am being in. Whether I'm wide awake, sound asleep, in an energy session, going out of body, whatever I'm doing, there's a presence of me available. Registering, reading, holding awareness, and directing my flow. And if I'm in a space where there's something there that I know is an old alignment connected to fear, because I know that at the end of the day, when all is said and all is done, love is the origination point. The frequency of love, of peace, of balance is the origination point. The rest are stories written to give clarity to spaces of consciousness as it walks itself home. So I come into a space, out of body, dream, meditation. Some people have it with plant medicine. I don't do plant medicine. I don't need to. I work with Acasma quantum energy. I don't need a plant to get me into a space of connection that's already mine to begin with, because I'm the eternal one within a form. If you need a plant, that's fine. Do you? But have you tried Acasma quantum energy? Have you really given that the opportunity? If I come into connection point with something denser, something based on fear, I'm redirecting. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm not feeding it. I used to. Majority of my life, I fed it. I rebuked it. I cast it out. And if you need to do that, still do it. I had to do it for a long time before I was ready to start doing something else. But as long as you're doing that, you're going to live in that field. And then you move into a new field when you do a new thing. And so when I had a space or have a space with a fear, I see a being, I see an entity, I have some kind of weird supernatural, paranormal, experiential space. That can still happen. It does. I'm still clearing and shifting and expanding every breath. When I have it now, I am responding very differently than when I was having it happen to me the first 40 some years of my life. Yes. And what I did was I walked myself through the space in a new way. Yes. And I've told this story before, but never here on the AwakenPod. So I'm going to share this to some degree here for an example. Okay. I have a lot of these examples, but let me give you this one, what I'm talking about. So when I decided and I understood, this is inner stand, you've got to have that inner knowing that fear is fear. Yes. And fear is a glorious prod forward if you will listen to your fear and heal it. Or it is an incredible, jailer in a sense. It will lock you up in the cell of fear and keep you in one space of existence until you choose to confront it and move through it. Okay? And everybody's got to do that in their own way. But this is what happened in one instance with myself. I was understanding fear being a gift, being a space of messenger. It's a messenger letting me know I'm ready to go to a new level of myself. So when I got scared and I had a supernatural experience, I didn't think, oh my gosh, something wants to get me. I thought, I'm ready to go to a new level of me. This is happening because I'm getting ready to leave an old field of existence. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm getting ready to go into a new level of my consciousness. And in order to do that, I have to confirm where I'm coming through at vibrationally. I have to confirm the energy I'm being. Well, how do I believe about this? Am I going to hold what I've held in the past and stay in the field I'm in and keep having the same experiential spaces? Or am I going to respond differently? So I'm laying in bed and it's the middle of the night. Now, remember, I've been in this space my whole life. But now I have a new thought process and I have a new belief structure, and I'm leaning in with everything in me. It's new to me. I've lived the other for 40 some years. I've lived this one for maybe a year. And I'm laying in bed. Everybody's asleep in the house. My husband's asleep next to me. And all of a sudden I feel pressure on my body, like if my blanket was coming down on my body, but it wasn't sleep paralysis. It was a little different. I understand sleep paralysis. I had that the majority of my life as well. Don't have it anymore. But the blanket started to come down on me equally from my shoulders all the way down to my feet equally. Okay. And it's trippy, right? It's weird. It's scary. It's big. It's what the hell, right? And I held the alignment of lucid connection of presence. And I said, I am more than this moment. I am more than this sensation. I am more than this fear. And I am more than this space. And I choose love. And I began to feel, I know some people would have been like, I'd have been out of that house, lady. But this was my whole life, so it didn't matter. It wasn't ever the space. It was always me. I began to feel something around like my ankles, like something was trying to hold on to me or something, you know? And it felt sharp and it felt harsh. Yes. If I had to draw it, I would have drawn claw-like hands or something, you know? And they were around my legs, like right near my ankles. And the blanket's still pressing down, and I'm choosing presence, and I'm choosing to not give into my fear and go into the spaces I would have always gone into to get through the moment. And I'm choosing to maintain an alignment of being more than what is happening and being surrounded by light, one with the divine, as the divine, having a now. And with everything in me, staying present in that choice of belief and proving to myself and confirming to the field, to God, to source, to all, whatever words you want to use, of who I believe I am, even in the midst of this space I was experiencing. And it wasn't a dream. It was not a dream. And I remember the teachings I hold, and I said, you designed this, Andrea. That's huge, because if you think somebody's doing it to you, you've given your power away. And I believe we design it all, to some degree. Certain spaces we design the whole thing. Other spaces we design a part of it. We're co-creators with others. But I held that understanding as this was happening to me, that I was the I am within form, having a now, that the fear was a messenger letting me know I was about to go to the new field, that I had to choose my response carefully, because if I chose an old reactive state, I wouldn't leave, and this would be my norm. And I reminded myself I designed it. I wrote the message. And I left it here for myself to find at this very moment. And so with claws around my ankles and the blanket smushing me down, it took everything in me, and I reached my hands. They were by my side in the bed, you know, by my body. And I tried reaching them downward towards my ankles. And I started sitting up just a bit, and I was trying to reach out to the hands. But I felt like they were hurting me. And I was going to lay my hands on them and tell them that they didn't have to. They could choose love. And somebody might hear that and think I'm crazy and I should just have said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus or whatever. And I lived so many days that said that, and that worked beautifully, and I understand it, but I'm never going to leave that field if that's the space I continue to engage. And I was ready for a new field. So if you want that field, do it. Stay there. It'll work. Till the day you take your last breath, it'll work. But if you want a new field, you've got to confirm to the system that registers and reads and creates the reflections and the experiences in connection with us. You've got to confirm you're ready for the new field. And the new field does not run on fear. So with everything in me, I leaned forward and I had that intention of placing my hands on what felt like claws around my ankles. And it was hard because the blanket was still pushing on me. And it was like, it was starting to feel like it was pushing back even more, you know? And I just said, I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. And I was just like, had this knowing inside of me. I do not care. At this moment, I do not care. I will not waver from choosing love. I'm pushing through this thing. I am ready for the next space of me. I know I am more than the experience I'm having. Yes. I know I am more than the message I'm sending myself. Yes. And I pushed through to place my hands upon the claws, upon my ankles, and say, you can choose love too. And as my hands reached my ankles and my intention was held strong and firm and my mastery was in flow and my hands touched my skin on around my ankle area, I felt the grip, the tightness, the sharpness dissolve and the blanket released. And the room got very clear. The energy in the room got very, very clear, sound-wise, scent-wise, the way it felt vibrationally. Yes. It got very, very clear because fear was there in one way or another running through my belief structures. And at that moment, it shifted. I shifted. We shifted. The field shifted. And the reflection, even the space around me that I was in that room, shifted to meet me in the new alignment, in the new vibration that I had confirmed through my response with the space. And that was just one instance. Just because I did that, that wasn't the only one I had. And that happens. Many times that happens. And people say, well, I thought I cleared this. I thought I proved this. I thought I confirmed this. I thought I healed this. How many years did you spend confirming your old beliefs, being you? How many years did you spend responding, reacting in the old alignments of you? And yet we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, whatever instances giving us the opportunity to confirm a new vibrational alignment of consciousness. That's a big freaking deal. And we have a handful, a dozen instances spread out over months, years, to confirm a new experiential plane of existence. And we say, I thought I already did this. It's okay, though. It makes sense. But hopefully we can all kind of giggle at that now that we look at it that way, right? The field has many innumerable connection points in it. And they go with belief structures. And they have various reality lines running through those spaces of the field that match the different belief structures people hold. And they will reflect crystal clear to you a match of resonance with your beliefs. They will reflect crystal clear to you a resonance of your beliefs. And we are moving and changing and shifting. We're ebbing, we're flowing, we're zigging, we're zagging in the individualized spaces of consciousness that make up human collective, the whole of humanity. We have innumerable spaces of reference, expanding, exploring, engaging, connecting, leaving certain spaces of alignments and engaging certain spaces of alignments every single breath. How masterful is consciousness itself? How vast, how big, how incomprehensible, mind-blowing is consciousness itself. We get to be a space of it, an experiential exploration point. So the next time that you have a dream and your thought process is that somebody's out to get you because it was a dark dream or a bad dream or a dense dream, you also have the option of thinking you wrote yourself a message that you're ready to go to a new level of you. You also have the opportunity of thinking, oh, I just had this nightmare, not because I'm carrying some bad energy or I've engaged some dark connection, but I just had this really bad nightmare because I have the opportunity to go to a new level of myself. So I have the opportunity to see this differently, respond to this differently, react to this differently, register this differently. And by doing that, I will change the space of alignment I am engaging. I will change the reflection. You should know yourself. Absolutely. You should know yourself. What do I mean by that? If you are not in a new field yet, you should navigate the field you're in the proper manner. And if you're in a field of fear and you believe you need protection, suit up, baby. Put on the breastplate of righteousness. Put on the belt of salvation. In Acasma quantum energy, we started the call off with that, right? It's what I teach. It's what I'm here to do. It's a space of my own consciousness that I realigned and remembered as I allowed spaces of me to expand. But in Acasma quantum energy, we have several energy keys we work with that assist ascension, assist the process on all levels. The physical body's process, the mental, the emotional, the energetics, the quantum self. And there's a key called the Acasma star. It's also known as the power symbol, power key of Acasma quantum energy. And so this Acasma star is a key, an energy key that has an alignment energetically that it establishes for the individual who is getting a session, or if they're doing a self-session, if you're working with your own being and you're in meditative state doing a self-session. I have videos on my original YouTube channel where I help people with this. But if you work with the Acasma star, this is the I am remembrance. This is the activation of the sacred heart reconnection in the human body, which is the alignment of all of this that I'm talking about, landing. Not just being something someone's chasing or hoping, wishing, wanting, but landing. Yes. And so as we work with the Acasma star and that I am reconnection and that sacred heart alignment, at a certain point in the session space, the Acasma star extends out in front of the heart of the person extends out around the person. And it will begin to be completely surrounding their physical body, so that the key itself is all around their body and their auric field, and the person is inside of it in a sense, okay? But it's a blessing, an energetic blessing. It's a higher dimensional technology as well. I'm using words to convey this to you and visuals to convey this to you, but it is way beyond what I'm saying. But it's very hard because it's a higher dimensional space that we have yet to be in this knowing we hold right here, right now, as this us. So that's why I ask people to listen with their heart, because your heart will remember and pick up on. Your heart has an energetic connection, a portal point to the higher dimensional space of you that you already are. This is a reference point of you that is remembering its multidimensional self. Yes. So this Acasma star goes out around the body, the being, the auric field. And when people first come to Acasma and they first start learning about this, they first have a session or come to the classes or whatever it is, however they're connecting in with it. That blessing of their field, we call it the shield of love. It's the I am flowing through the body, through the being, all around the body as the biofield. It's the I am. If you have the I am all around you, you are good to go. But some people have not left the fear plane yet. They're still in that experiential plane of existence where they have a lot of fear. They fear demons, they fear aliens, they fear, Anunnaki, they fear the reptilians, they fear the grays, they fear whatever they fear. So in that space of the design, the Acasma star is a shield. It will protect them. It will meet them right where they're at. And as they heal their fear, they shift their understanding of themselves and the world around them, that same Acasma star, that same process, that same space of alignment moves from a shield of love to a field of love, because the person has remembered their alignment as the I am at a deeper level. The trust is landed. They've engaged this space of themselves, and they're no longer processing through so much fear. So the shield turns into field. So Acasma will meet you right where you're at, no matter what your belief structure is aligning and designing for you. And you should meet you right where you're at. Don't judge it. Don't get in your head about it. Stay in your heart. Trust that you've designed the path that is most beneficial for you, that the fears, whatever they may be, if they are, they're coming in a specific manner to relay a specific message that you wrote to you for this very now. Yes. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Listen with your heart and allow your flow. So if this resonated with you, consider the free spiritual community. I talk about it all the time here on the AwakenPod. You've met several of our community members through some of the beautiful podcasts that I've shared here, with guest speakers being here with me. We have an incredible community, men, women, all ages, all cultures, all belief structures, all backgrounds, international, many languages represented here. We have the beautiful Acasma Planet of Light and Healing Grid, and we have our Acasma Pods of Light. This is a free online community. We do meet in person several times a year for destination events, but we have the online community once a month. We meet on Zoom. It's a free space, and then every single day, 24/7, our chat rooms are open, and everything we do here is Acasma quantum energy. It's who we are, and it's why we're here. We come in peace. We're here to be that peace, to share that peace, to activate that peace in others. So if it resonates with you, there's a link below this video. sacredexpansion.com, my website, right on the homepage. Join the free community. We would love to have you. We have a saying in the community: welcome home, Holy One. Welcome home. So sending huge waves of love to you. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you hit the bell, you'll get notifications. It'll let you know when we put out new content. Thumbs up would be very much appreciated. Leave me an emoji, a comment, a question, some feedback. Show me some love. I would be grateful, so grateful to receive whatever you feel to share. So I lay this at your feet, and I will see you in the next space of us. Blessings on all your nows, Holy One. Blessings on all your nows. Bye-bye.